Hey YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to Jonga. I'm your host, Ryan, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a rogue deck, a rogue concept deck profile, and that deck is a Sacred Beast deck. And you're thinking, wow, Sacred Beast, why would I bother? Well, I'm pairing it up with an interesting engine, and then I think this would probably be the most competitive way to play Sacred Beasts if you ever wanted to use them for whatever reason. So let's jump straight into the deck profile. Remember guys, to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff in the future, because to be honest, I'm always working on unorthodox random stuff that I guess not many people would ever think of doing. Anyway, so we're playing Sacred Beast and Eldlich. So this deck may be a rogue deck, but it is not cheap. If you want to play this, it'd be very expensive. But as I said, there are hidden strategies, hidden synergies that we're going to go through as we go on. So, monsters, we play the 3 Sacred Beasts. I guess there's not much logic behind which one we're playing, but I guess Hamon is the best one. But Uria, we're playing for fun because I guess it is an Eldlich deck, so we can kind of get some continuous traps in our graveyard if we don't need to banish them for other cards. So yeah, and then 3 Dark Beckoning Beast, 2 Chaos Summoning Beast, and 1 Dark Summoning Beast. So obviously Dark Beckoning Beast is the best one. The whole deck is built around a 1-card combo with this or the Opening of the Spirit Gates to make a 1-card Curious, and we'll go through that towards the end of the video, how this is a 1-card Curious. And so the fact that this is a 1-card Curious gets insane synergy with the Eldlich cards. So we're playing 2 Golden Lord. I don't think you need 3, but the main synergy is that he's level 10 and he's level 10. And if you didn't know, that Opening of the Spirit Gates, which obviously we play 3 of, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add back a continuous spell out of your graveyard. And so Eldlich have access to one of the best continuous spells in the game, Cursed Eldland. So that's the main kind of synergy we're going for here. We're using this card's second effect as well as its first effect, Curious, to fuel our grave, get the cards that we need to finish rounding off our hand, so that we can benefit from that. But to finish off the monsters, again, not a cheap deck, but we're playing Magician Souls. So again, this card has double layered of synergy in this deck, because not only does it help us draw a card, obviously, send Eldlich cards so we can draw them, it gives us a Dark Spellcaster on our field. So, if we have these 2 cards in conjunction, plus a Sacred Beast, we get to actually leave the Chaos Summoning Beast on the field to summon as a Sacred Beast, and we still get to make a Curious because our Magician Soul is a Dark Spellcaster. So that's just really, really, really cool. So it has additional synergies, not just being a draw engine, but it also works well with Sacred Beast cards, which is crazy. And then obviously, because we're trying to build this deck as competitively as possible, the only hand trap we can play is Gamma. Again, Gamma has a slight upside benefit because if we open our turn, with cards like Cursed Eldland, with Opening of the Spirit Gates, they may want to Ash them, which we can Gamma them. That's fine. But yeah, Gamma is just all round the best hand trap at the moment, based on the latest Remote Duel Invitational results, where I guess everyone was playing it, and for good reason. You'd be foolish not to. Anyway, so for the Sacred Beast spells, we play 3 Opening the Spirit Gates. Obviously, if you don't know what it does, it, I guess, searches your entire deck. But alternatively, you can discard a card to summon back a fiend with a 0/0 out of your grave. So we have all these Eldlich cards in our deck that get beneficial effects from being sent to the graveyard. So they're our fuel that we need to use to discard for this card. So I guess you can already see that if you have your 1-card Curious, if you're discarding Eldlich cards, you can kind of get both engines going at the same time, very synergistically. And then again, the key component of this deck is if you control a level 10 monster, you can add back a continuous spell out of your graveyard. So why is that so good? Well, say you control a Golden Lord, you can actually Curious this to the graveyard the cursed old land and add it back with opening of the spirit gates. That's nuts. And it's also, if the card stays on the field, it's good for the grind game. And again, because it's continuous, you never know, later on in your turn or future turns, you can always send it off the field for the Eldlich Golden Lord, which is just insane. So we play at Fallen Paradise, because you can search this off the little level 1 beast. And then again, hands where you have Magician Souls, you get to search this, drop your Sacred Beast, draw 2, and then Magician Souls, draw 2 as well, which is just crazy. It means we don't have to play like Extravagance, because your deck relies so much on that one card Curious play. Why would you play Extravagance if you kill it? A little hot tech, Cerulean Skyfire. So again, synergizing with opening of the Spirit Gates, because the best Sacred Beast that we want, right, is Hamon. So I guess hands where you say open Hamon and the Dark Summoning Beast, Dark Beckoning Beast, you can actually Curious this to the graveyard and take it back, and then summon this, and then in attack mode, Cerulean Skyfire says negate spell trap effect by tilting to defense. And then additionally, on top of that, to synergize these engines further together, 3 Foolish Burial Goods. So, you know, at worst, I send an Eldlich card. At best, I take back that continuous spell that I'm trying to add back. Really good. And then, of course, I also play Metamorphosis Fusion, because you can ditch this off the Golden Lord and of Foolish Burial Goods. It's never really a bad card, or Magician Souls. Foolish Burial, of course. And then we play 2 white Destiny and 2 black Destiny. Again, in this deck, you want to have more of these cards, because you want to be able to discard them with opening the Spirit Gates and Magician Souls. Alright, moving on to the trap cards. So we play all the good Eldlich ones. 3 Sanguine, 3 Conquistador, 3 Hardguero, and we play 1 Gold Land Forever. And again, we want to try and stay competitively as possible. 3 Impermanence, and I guess fun card, 50th card, Skill Drain. Alright, so let's jump straight into some key interactions of this deck and how it all works. Alright, so our first combo, our first interaction of our deck would be the 1 card Curious. So this can be done with either one of these. Absolutely fine. So you have 6 1 card Curiouses in your deck. That's nuts. So let's start with the Dark Beckoning Beast. We can normal summon him to add opening to Spirit Gates to our hand. Next, we can activate that to get the Chaos Summoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast allows us to additionally non-normal summon a 0/0 Fiend, so we get to summon him. And then we link 1 for Dark Cyberse, link Krieber, and then opening the Spirit Gate second effect, we discard a card, summon back the Chaos Summoning Beast, and then we can link him off for Relinquished Anima. Then we have Dark Spellcaster, Fiend, and Cyberse. Turn these all together for Curious. So that's nuts. Our whole deck is built on this premise, and that we can extrapolate upon this in various ways. So, our first, I guess, example of that would be the case if we had a Magician Souls as well. So, you know, hypothetically, our 2 card combo, my Magician Souls, and opening the Spirit Gates. So, we do the same thing as before. Get to set up our Curious play, but we do it a bit differently. Additional normal, link down for link Krieber. Next, we get to drop our Magician Souls to send our Apprentice Illusion out of the deck to the grave. That's fine. Opening Spirit Gate second effect, discard a card, act back the Chaos Summoning Beast. So I guess at this point, you could do stuff like, you know, discard Spell and Traps, draw. You could probably even discard this, that's fine. But, you know, a cool thing we can do is we can go Spellcaster, Fiend, and Cyberse for our Curious. And then we get to Curious, send our Dark Summoning Beast to the graveyard. So then we can banish him out of our grave to add one of the Sacred Beasts from our deck to our hand. Hamon, for example. So we can tribute Chaos Summoning Beast, summon Hamon, and then Chaos Summoning Beast, banish that to add Fallen Paradise to our hand. then we'd activate that, and we get to draw 2 cards. So that's an example of the synergy between Magician Souls and these Sacred Beast cards. Okay, so let's pair that one more time, but this time we'll pair it with the Cursed Outland. Again, these combos can be quite hard to demonstrate, but I'm trying to get the key interactions here. So, for example, activate 2 Spirit Gates, same thing as before, Beckoning Beast, normal that, add the Chaos Summoning Beast, additional normal it, then link down for Link Bow. Now, we can activate our Cursed Outland. Activate that effect to add an Eldlich card from my deck to my hand. I mean, it can be Golden Lord. That's fine. Next, we can discard a card, so we can discard our Golden Lord, summon back our Chaos Summoning Beast. And then we get to link down for Relinquished Anima. Now at this point, we can thin our deck a bit, so we can summon back our Golden Lord. We can send our Cursed Outland, bang, bang, summon him. That'll activate our Outlands effect. We get to send a Golden Land card. So we'll send a Haguero to the graveyard. Next, because we control a level 10 monster, we can add back the Cursed Outland to our hand. You know, really weird, cool synergies. And so I guess from there, based on the rest of your hand, what else you have, but you know, just for argument's sake, we make the Curious, then we get to say, I don't know, mill a black or white Destiny, so we can, you know, mill a white, and then we obviously get to banish that. So now we see our whole Eldlich plays are live, you know, our whole control mechanism is go. We get a Conquistador, and then in the end phase, we get to add a Sanguine as well. So again, you know, very simple, basic interactions, but again, really cool, interesting synergy that you wouldn't think is possible between, you know, these 2 random archetypes, but it's pretty damn sick. I'm like a big fan of how all the deck flows. And so I guess with that in mind, we'll jump straight into some test hands. Alright, so let's run with a hand like this. Alright, so let's go with all the different cool stuff that we can do. Okay, so opening the Spirit Gates, activate the effect. To add the Dark Beckoning Beast to our hand, and then we do all the standard stuff. Dark Beckoning Beast. Chaos Summoning Beast, and then we additional normal him. And we have the Conquistador that we can discard, summon back Chaos Summoning Beast. So now here we need to think if it's worth making Curious. I think because we have the Foolish Bearer of Goods, we'll go the alternate route. So we can tribute our Chaos Summoning Beast for our Hamon. Then we can banish Chaos Summoning Beast to get Fallen Paradise from our deck to our hand. And then shuffle up a bit. Because the card that we can send off this will change a lot. I guess we have our level 10 and our Opening the Spirit Gates. So I guess would this always send Outland? We don't know. I guess I want to draw some cards first. Activate Fallen Paradise. We get to draw 2. White and Foolish Burial. That's really good. I guess. We can't make it Curious, but that seems to be fine by me. So I guess activate Foolish Burial. Send a Golden Lord. And next activate the Foolish Bearer of Goods. Bang. To send that Cursed Outland. Or we can send the Cerulean Skyfire. Yeah, I think I'll send the Cerulean Skyfire actually. That's really sick. So we get to activate Spirit Gates, add back the Cerulean Skyfire to our hand. So now we have a Spell and Trap negate alongside our Hamon. And then we can set our White Destiny because we don't really need him. To send that to the grave, summon back our Eldlich. the Golden Lord. Set our skill drain. Activate the effect of White Destiny to set our Eldlich class. No, that's the wrong one. Set our Conquistador. And then at the end phase, we get to activate our Conquistador's effect in our grave. And now we get the Eldlich to our field. So I mean, apart from the skill drain, you know, in terms of interruption, we only have, I guess, the Cerulean Skyfire will tilt our Hamon to defense to negate a spell or trap. Then we get to have a monster pop. They have to attack this, they can't attack any of these. Draw 2 next turn. It's just really cool, right? And then we skill drain alongside it if things go really bad. That seems alright. Let's do one more to test hand really quickly. Very similar to what we had before. Very similar to what we had before. Alright, so let's run with a hand like this, where we have Dark Beckoning Beast and Magician Souls. So, we would start our turn. Dark Beckoning Beast. Spirit Gates, activate Spirit Gates, but we'll get the Hamon this time. Next, get a additional normal summon that Chaos Beast. Tribute him away for Link Rebo. Spirit Gates effect. We can discard the Haguero, summon back the Chaos Beast. Next, we can activate its effect, tribute him. Summon Hamon, make sure we put it in attack mode in case we draw Cerulean Skyfire. Next we can banish our Chaos Summoning Beast to get Fallen Paradise to our hand. Next we can activate the Fallen Paradise, but before we do, we'll activate our Magician Souls, sending our Apprentice Magician out of our deck. Make sure we thin our deck as much as possible before activating our Fallen Paradise. And we're going to draw 2. Because what we want to send might change based on what we draw. But it didn't really. That's fine. I'm going to activate my Magician Souls now. We don't need these. 2. We get a Scarlet Sanguine. That's pretty good. I guess we're going to activate a Metal Foes Fusion now. Because again, we want to try and get a good mix of Eldlich cards. Okay, we got the Conch. That's really, really, really good. So now we get to do probably Curious for Cerulean Skyfire. Because we want to have an Omni Negate on our field, kinda. Mill 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, they're really good mills. We can add back this if we really wanted to. So you just have so much advantage, right? It's really, really, really nice. So yes, opening the Spirit Gates, we'll take back the Cerulean Skyfire. We can always take back the Eldland next turn. Activate the Cerulean Skyfire. We get to hold our Eldlich, I believe. So we can banish our White Destiny to get a Haguero to the field. And then, yeah, we can hold our Sanguine in our hand. So we get to set our Conquistador, and then in the end phase, activate our Haguero to get our Sanguine. And then on their turn, activate the Sanguine to get the Golden Lord. So then we have both our traps live. Bang, bang. Swing Skyfire, tilt to defense, negate spell and trap. They can't attack our other monsters. And then obviously if all these cards survive, the advantage next turn is just infinite. We could get to draw 2 again. Add more cards back. Float off more Eldlich. Absolutely crazy. I guess in terms of extra deck, you would play stuff like Pleiades, of course. You can even play Appaloosa sometimes. Sometimes you want to get rid of Curious and the free monster for Appaloosa. You definitely play the rank 10 trains, absolutely. But other than that, there's not much you really need. I guess you could even play Access Code Talker if you really wanted to. The choice is yours. But I guess the only mandatory ones, of course, would be Curious, Link Rebo, and Relinquish Anima. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed a bit of something different, a bit of rogue duelist content, but I guess it's not really on a budget. I don't really acknowledge the prices of cards anyway. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, Jonga5, peace out.